Hey, Shalom, man. Shalom, brother.
Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High.
All praises.
Hallelujah.
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 We coming out here to rebuke this wicked day, which is this day they're getting ready to celebrate, which is the 4th of July, which none of our people should be celebrating because our people is in the fields. Our people was in slavery during this time. This was about their independence, but it was really about our people being destroyed. And if people knew what that the original Star Spangled Banner, if they knew what that was really saying, they wouldn't be out here. None of our people. They wouldn't be out here doing none of this. Let's start with Colossians, like we always do. If they knew that they were talking about seeing our people in the graves during this, when this day got celebrated, when they made this Independence Day, if they heard the original Star Spangled Banner, they wouldn't be doing this. See, our people, they don't understand what they're doing, what they're practicing. They don't understand.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 16.
Bring it out.
Let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to let the words of Hamashiach Yahawashi, the one that everybody calls Jesus, dwell in us richly. That's what he put us here to do. He wanted us to be a light amongst all the people here, amongst the Gentiles and everybody. That's why we were put on the earth.
Read.
Teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord.
See, everything that you do in word or deed, it should be with grace in your hearts to the Lord. Whatever you do, you're supposed to do it wholeheartedly, as though you're doing it for the Lord. And the people doing all this garbage, that's not doing it for the Lord. You're doing it for the lust of your flesh, the lust of your eyes, and the pride of life. That's what's going on with people doing all this garbage that God told them not to do. Read on.
And whatsoever ye do, in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahawashi, giving thanks to Yahawah and the Father by him.
So we have to give thanks to the Most High Yahawah and his Son Yahawashi.
That's right.
This is why we come out here. We come out here to do that. Let's get Psalms 127. If the Lord don't build a house, this wasn't built right. This place was built off of the blood of our people. This is what this was built on. Our people shouldn't be celebrating none of these pagan days. None of them.
God, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 127 and verse 1. Except the Lord build a house.
See, this is the king of Israel, David, saying this. He said, except the Lord build a house. Read.
They labor in vain that build it.
You've labored in vain. This was all for nothing, because the Lord is getting ready to bring this place down. Read.
Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain.
He said, you guys did this all in vain, because you know how you did it? You guys did this with bloodshed. You did this by killing off our brothers, the Gadites, the Reubenites, the ones you call the Native Americans, and the Issacharites, our brothers. We're not no African Americans. We understand that we're from the tribe of Judah. We're not no Africans. That's not who we are. We understand who we are today. Is that it on that? Yeah. Let's get Numbers. See, we're going to show you what Moses said from the foundation of the world. Let's see what God was saying through Moses. Numbers 35. You know what it is.
Come on, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
See what Moses is saying from the foundation? But remember, that was Christ speaking through all the prophets, because he said, I come in the volume of the book. It was written of me to do thy will, oh my God, Yahawah. It was all him speaking through all the prophets from the beginning of the world. Read.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
And so you guys shed a lot of blood to get this land. What was it, like 100 million of the Reubenites and the Gadites, which you guys call Native Americans? We're standing on you guys are walking on the blood of our people. That's what this is. You guys are out here living deliciously, but it's almost over. It's getting ready to come to an end real soon.
Wake them up.
Should I on that? Let's go to Habakkuk 2. Let's see what the prophet Habakkuk said. Let's see what Habakkuk, he said something about this. Started so let's see what the prophet Habakkuk said. Because all the prophets they were all speaking about this. All this stuff you guys did here. We're not supposed to be doing no 4th of July. Read.
Come on, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
So the Most High God said, the people that have done this, he said, your soul which is lifted up with pride, it's not upright in you. This is what the Most High God had said himself. He said, your souls are not upright. Read.
But the just shall live by his faith.
And who is the just? We are the just. He said the just is going to live by his faith.
That's right.
And what is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. We haven't seen Christ crack the sky yet, but we have enough faith and enough hope that we believe he's on his way to take care of business here.
That's right.
To make the crooked way straight and the rough edges smooth. It's just a matter of time. Nothing lasts forever. Isn't that what you guys say in this society, that every dog has his day? Well, that day is coming for all the people that's been wicked here. That day is on the way. Read.
Verse 5. Yea, also because he has transgressed by wine.
Transgressing with lies, with their ideology. Transgressing by wine. That's what wine is representing in the scriptures. Transgressing by lies and deceit. Read.
He is a proud man.
And they're always singing that song, oh, proud to be an American. Like he's got that flag on his hat right there. We're not proud of this wicked place. And the Most High God isn't proud of this wicked place either. Read.
Neither keepeth he at home.
And he doesn't want to keep himself at home. He goes and sets up the U.S. embassies in everybody's land. This is what they like to go do, set up embassies after they've stealed and killed and took everybody's resources. Read.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
And you've enlarged your desire as hell. And you guys even had a movie called The World Is Not Enough. You guys aren't even satisfied with everything you've gotten already. Now you want to try to go out to Mars and all these other places that the Most High made. And you guys aren't going to make it. I can guarantee you that. Read.
And cannot be satisfied.
He says you guys cannot be satisfied. What are we reading? We're reading the King James Holy Bible. This is the words of God.
That's right.
People don't like what God said, because they're not going to bring this out at the Sunday churches because they're under that 501c3. And they can't bring this truth out. But guess what? Christ came into the world to give testimony of the truth. That's why Christ came. And that's to be true to God. Read.
Come on. But gathereth unto him all nations.
And you guys have gathered unto you all nations. You guys are on top of the 12 stars, which is the congregation of God. You guys are sitting on top, but he's getting ready to do a shift of power. And it's coming. It's coming. You just wait and see. Read.
And heapeth unto him all people.
And you've got everybody subjected to you right now. But it's not gonna stay like this. So you guys are living it up right now, but I can guarantee you it's almost over. Read.
Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his?
Because you guys got all this when it wasn't yours. This land was actually the land of Arsaret. And our brothers, the Gadites, the Reubenites, and the Issacharites, and some of Judah was even here. And you guys called them Omax. That was our people that was here too. It was all the tribes that was here. You guys are walking on top of the blood of our people. Read.
How long into him that ladeth himself with thick clay?
Because you guys are in debt. You guys aren't going to get a pass from China for all that debt you owe them. You guys are in so much debt. That thick clay is talking about how much you owe China and all those other nations. And they're going to be wanting to collect. You know how they're going to collect? By sending those ICBM missiles over here. You guys are going to answer that bell pretty soon. Read.
Verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee?
And it's going to be suddenly. You're not going to know where this is coming from. That's why Christ said he's coming like a thief in the night.
That's right.
Nobody's going to know the time or the hour. Not even the angels know that. But he's coming. He's not going to tell you when he's going to pay you that visitation, but he is going to pay you a visitation. That's what Christ said. We got to let this movie play itself out. This movie is almost over. Read.
Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee?
And it's gonna bite you guys, and it's gonna bite you. All this debt, all this stuff you've done is coming back to hunt you. You're not gonna get away. This is what the Lord is saying. You're not gonna get away for what you've done here in the body. And everybody is walking around here in a body, and nobody's going unpunished for what they've done in the body. Read.
And the wick that shall vex thee.
And it's gonna vex you. This is what the Lord is saying. This is the Lord speaking, the one that created the heavens and the earth. Let's see if you can win that fight. Let's see if you're going to win that fight. Read.
And thou shalt be for booties unto them.
You guys are going to the bottom. You guys are going to the bottom, in other words. That's why he's saying you're going to be for booties. Right now, you guys are on top, but you're going to be at the bottom. That's why he's saying you're going to be for booties.
Verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations.
You guys have spoiled so many nations by taking everybody's resources, taking everything they got. You guys have stolen everything you have. That's why I don't get excited when I see you guys with your houses and your new cars, your jet skis, or anything you got. I don't care about none of that stuff because we already know how you got it. That was all stolen. Read.
All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
And all the remnant of the people is going to spoil you. The remnants that's going to be left, because Zechariah, let's hold that. You go to Zechariah. Because only a third is going to be left. Zechariah 13. Only a third of our people is going to be left. How you doing, sis? You got time? Oh, you here? You must want to hear it. Who are you? Who's your dad? What's your ethnicity? You know, you're human? What is your dad, though? Yeah, is he a so-called black man? That's what I'm asking you, sis. You don't know? You know why I'm asking? Because it goes by the pedigree of the father. That's why it says this in the Bible. That's why I'm asking. So if your dad is a so-called black man, you would be an Israelite. That's a good thing. That's who you'd be. You'd be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, or Levi. You'd be one of them. Let's get it. Let's go tell her. We'll tell her. Well, all praises. So we're gonna show you some things in the scriptures.
Go ahead. We can start at Deuteronomy. I'll let you go.
Just gonna show you a few precepts, sis. And we got this brother here already listening, so all praises to the Most High. You came up. You know, he said the steps of a righteous man or woman is ordered by the Lord. So the Lord guided you over here. So all praises to the Most High.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 1. And it reads, And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
So this was Moses. You remember the 10 Commandments? I know you remember. I just wanted to elaborate on it, sis. Go ahead.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
We were supposed to be we were at a time on the top. But because our people didn't want to listen, these curses fell upon us. And a lot of our people, they're still going through it. But they don't, the solution to our problems is right here in the Bible. Everything we need is in the scriptures. The Lord already laid it out for us. All we got to do is return back to him, like he said in Malachi 3, and he's going to return back to us. Go ahead.
Verse 2, And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
That's all we had to do was listen to him from the foundation, from the beginning. All we had to do was listen to what he told us through Moses. Go ahead.
Verse 3, Blessed shalt thou be in the city.
And blessed we would be in every city we stepped our foot in. Read.
And blessed shalt thou be in the field.
In the field, that's representing the world. Anywhere in the world where our people are at, we would have been blessed. But because we didn't want to listen, that's why we're the last hired, the first fired, why we go through this oppression every day, this perpetual hatred that they're doing. All they're doing is what God is allowing them to do anyway. Because Christ was saying that to Pilate. He says, you have no power over me if it wasn't given to you from above. They're only getting their power from the Most High. It's not of them. Read.
Con. Verse 4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle.
Everything we touch would be blessed if we just listen to what the Lord told us. Read.
The increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket in thy store.
Anything we're touching, in other words, is going to turn to gold. Remember that old group, Midnight Star, the Midas touch? We have that Midas touch, but we're not applying that Midas touch right now. But anything we touch would turn to gold. Read.
Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
And that's what he's going to do. All these people that's doing this, he's getting ready to tear their butts up. But they don't know what's coming. They don't really know. Because they're carnal. They're walking by what they see. But our thing is about faith, sis. We walk by faith and not by sight. This is what what's your name, sis? Crystal. Good to meet you. I'm Ariel. This is Ariel. Thank you for your time, because we don't get too many of our people stopping. So thank you for your time, sis. All praises to the Most High. Oh, we didn't have no flyer for her? Sis, you want to take a flyer before you leave? I almost slipped our mind. But you can get on YouTube and watch videos and learn more on there. All praises to the Most High. And we're out here every Saturday at 11 o'clock. Okay. Every Saturday, we're right here. Right here? Yep, every Saturday at 11. Come on back and see us, sis. Well, our congregation's not here today because we're out here in our spiritual warfare. Okay. But at the Bible studies and all the feasts, you'll see all the sisters. You're going to see them there. Yep, you're going to see them. Can't have them out in the battlefield, though, sis. All praises to the Most High. Hey, he said if just one listens, that the angels rejoice in heaven just over one sinner. So, we're just thankful if anybody comes up. We know what we're up against. We're in spiritual warfare. He said the weapons of our warfare, they're not carnal, but let's get that, Corinthians, but of pulling down of strongholds. We're trying to pull down the strongholds on our people, because a lot of them, they're so spiritually dead, and they're sleeping. They're loving the slumber right now. We're trying to wake them up. They're out here asleep. We were in that sleep state at a time. We were like that too. But all praises to the Most High. He woke us up from that. So now we gonna come out here and we gonna profess His name now, because what He did for us. We're gonna keep professing His name.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
We're walking around in the flesh, but like I was telling the sister, this is a spiritual battle. We're not warring with the flesh. This is a spiritual fight. We're trying to let the Lord win, because He said the battle isn't ours, it's the Lord's. Read.
Verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
And the weapons of our warfare, they're not carnal. See, we're not going to come out here with guns. We're not going to come out here with a grenade like Esau likes to do. We're going to come out here with the Word of God. This is what we're going to use to fight this battle. We're not coming out with no knives. We're not coming out with no weapons. But we do have the sword, which is the Word of God. That's what we're going to bring out. Read.
But mighty through Yahawah to the pulling down of strongholds.
Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to pull down the strongholds that is on our people. Because right now, they've got shackles on them. Because a lot of them don't understand. They're spiritually dead, and they're in bondage mentally right now. They're in mental bondage. The shackles have come off of their ankles and their wrists, but they're in mental bondage right now. Read.
Verse 5. Casting down imagination.
So that we have to cast down all these imaginations and all this stuff they're looking at. They got to stop looking at everything they see. Stop being so carnal. That's why Christ said He came into this world so that the blind can see, and those that see may become blind. You have to stop looking at everything you're seeing out here and start walking spiritually. How you doing, brother? You got time to hear the word of God, brother? You got a little? You got, all right. All right. All praises to the Most High. You stopped, so that's a good thing, brother. At least you stopped and took a flyer. We don't even get that at times, because our people, a lot of times, they don't want to hear it. And we're in the last days, so it's urgent that we have to come back to our first love, which is Hamashiach Yahawashi. That's the one they call Jesus. We know he didn't have there's no letter J's to the 1600s. And you know that, brother. I know you already know that. So they say Yahweh. They can call him what they want, but they know we talking about him. That's what we talking about. That one that created the heavens and the earth. That's what we talking about. All right. What's your name? Keith. I'm Ariel. Oh, okay. This is Ariel. Oh,
notice, brother, as you read the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we are God's chosen people. We are the Israelites of the Bible. The reason why we had to go through so much oppression, suffering, captivity, bondage, getting shot by the police, so on and so forth, food stamps, gangbanging, all that's recorded in the Holy Bible. God said that would happen to us.
That's the truth, brother. That's all the truth.
We got to repent and come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and the faith of Christ.
That's it. That's it. You too, brother. Yeah. That's what we come out here. We out here for our people. And brother, don't celebrate the 4th. That's a day our people was in the cotton fields. Don't do this with them. Don't do it with them, man. That's why we coming out here. Our people don't need to celebrate this.
That's right.
Verse 5 again. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahawah. Because see, a lot of them, they trying to put themselves above as God. They're trying to sit in the seat of God, is what a lot of people are doing. When God told us what we're supposed to do in the Bible, he gave us instructions. Isn't that what they say? Basic instructions before leaving earth. But nobody wants to listen to the instructions of the one that created the heavens and the earth. Nobody wants to listen to it. But I can guarantee you, it's not going unpunished. Nobody's getting away for what they've done here in the body. And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to be obedient to what he told us. We're not going to obey no man. We were there at a time, but Peter said it well. We ought to obey God, Yahawah, rather than man. So now let me make this clear. We do obey the magistrates, but we're not going to listen to none of this garbage. Pagan days and doing any of that stuff that's contrary to the Bible. Eating pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, all that stuff you guys are pushing on us. Well, we've come out of that. That's why he said, come out of it, my people, and be ye therefore separate, and I'll receive you. Verse 6. And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. You see, we're going to fulfill it. Yahawah willing, we're going to keep doing this work. This word is like fire shut up in our bones, and we can't hide it. That's why we got to come out and let it out. We can't hide it, like Christ said, under a bushel. You can't hide it under a lamp. You got to come and let it out. When it's burning, it's got to come out. That's why we come out and we're so passionate, because we love the Most High. Zechariah. Zechariah, that's 13. We got, but his sister came. That's where I was going. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. See, all the people that's doing this stuff contrary to what the Lord said, listen to the Levitical priest Zechariah. He said, in all the land, no matter where they're at, he said 2/3 of the people are going to be cut off and die. This is what the Lord is saying. He's speaking through Zechariah right here. Read. But the 3rd shall be left therein. See, it's only going to be a few people that's left. That's why he said this world was created for many, but the world to come is for a few. That's right. It's only going to be a few left after that destruction that's on the way. People are going to be running and screaming, trying to run to the caves and the hills, and you're not going to escape. Read. Verse 9. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire. He's going to bring that 3rd part through the fire. What fire? It's going to be from those chariots and the ICBM missiles. It's actually going to be a fire here. People don't, and you should see the warning signs. They're loading up in China. They're loading up in North Korea. They're loading up in Iran. They're loading up in these countries, and America's going to get hit. They're not going to be able to stop those arrows that the Lord talks about in the scriptures. Those arrows are going to hit their target. Read.
And I will bring the third part through the fire.
He's going to bring the third, the ones that are obedient. That's what he's talking about. How you doing, brother? All right. You got time to hear it? Oh, all praises. All praises.
You want to take it, Ariel? I'll let you take it for a minute.
Also.